As a sci-fi enthusiast who spent countless hours immersed in the intricate worlds of Frank Herbert's Dune series, I can confidently say that HBO's Dune Prophecy is an absolute gem. Uh, the show masterfully weaves together the timeless themes of power, politics, and humanity's struggle against technology, all wrapped up in a visually stunning package. Uh, in the past, HBO stood out as the television network that dared to venture where others hesitated. It pioneered the TV antihero with The Sopranos, reshaped the sitcom landscape with Sex and the City, and ignited a fantasy craze with Game of Thrones. Um, Lately, HBO seems more inclined to follow trends rather than set them. This new era finds HBO producing multiple Game of Thrones prequels, a Batman spinoff titled The Penguin, adapting the hit video game The Last of Us, and offering a Sarah Dune prequel series under the title Dune Prophecy. In a sense, I sometimes yearn for the period when HBO spearheaded television trends instead of following them. However, if they're producing excellent TV content, um, does it truly matter whether they lead or follow? Um, Not really, at least not yet. The Penguin stands out as one of the year's finest shows. The Last of Us moved me to tears. And some scenes from House of the Dragon are on par with Game of Thrones' best moments. The trend persists with Dune Prophecy, a prequel to Frank Herbert's 1965 novel Dune, recently brought to life by director Denis Villeneuve. This story unfolds more than 10,000 years before the birth of Paul Atreides, marking an era that has seen only a few generations since humanity narrowly escaped war with intelligent machines, which are now prohibited. Um, uh, uh, the competition is fierce to discover methods for enhancing humans into superhumans, capable of surpassing the functions of the outlawed thinking machines. And one such group in this quest is the Bene Gesserit, women who, through rigorous training and exposure to the mind-altering spice melange, have developed abilities to discern that lies have these Bene Gesserit agents hold esteemed positions in every significant house across the known universe, in particular physics. However, their allegiance remains unclear. Do they serve their rulers, or the Sisterhood lives up to expectations as a refined HBO adaptation of the epic series? The characters are richly developed. The narrative unfolds methodically. The acting is exceptional, and the visuals are stunning. Unlike the fast-paced finale of will take over HBO's prime Sunday night slot starting next weekend. This series is more contemplative and steeped in lore, but it also offers a grander, more visually stunning experience. I believe HBO has another successful show on its hands. Um, One thing you can depend on HBO to do is hire great actors and let them perform their faces off for you. The lead characters in are Valia and Tula Harkonnen, sisters who rose above harsh conditions to rule over the nascent Bene Gesserit order. Dahlia is played by Emily Watson, who got an Oscar nomination for her first big role in 1996 film and has never looked back since. Um, Tua is played by Olivia Williams, a workhorse actor who's killed it in other genre projects, like in and these two know what they're doing, know their characters, and are effortlessly watchable. In the series, there's plenty for actors and viewers alike to sink their teeth into those. We delve deep into the backstories of both characters, uh, discovering their origins and motivations behind their actions. Valia, often criticized as ambitious or even greedy, has been driven by her goals since childhood, showing no fear in reaching them. And so Tula presents herself as soft-spoken, but isn't afraid to bend the rules for love. Are they heroic or selfish? Self-centered or altruistic? Manipulative or simply doing whatever it takes to uncover the truth? The series doesn't provide simple answers. Instead, it sparks conversations rather than resolving them. Exactly the kind I appreciate. The series also introduces us to the members of House Carino, who govern the Imperium from Salusa Secundus. While Dune is the focus, Prophecy devotes minimal screen time to Arrakis, avoiding the sensation of being mere fan service. Instead, it broadens our perspective of the Dune universe by exploring locations like the rainy cliffs of Rossack, where Bene Gesserit train their new sisters. The characters Princess Inez, Sarah Sophie Bosnina, and her brother Constantine Carino frequent nightclubs on Salusa Secundus, a setting that evokes the atmosphere of Blade Runner, which is an element not often seen in Dune stories. It's challenging to summarize the intricate plot of Dune Prophecy in a single sentence, but here goes. A mysterious force stirs unease among the Bene Gesserit sisters, while a Salusa Secundus, a veteran soldier named Desmond Hart, played by Travis Fimmel from Vikings, exerts influence over Emperor Hevico Corino, causing controversy. Meanwhile, Valia maneuvers for power, her moves potentially tipping the balance, and the actions of various characters as they seek to gain allies and control are both cunning and unexpected. HBO generously gave us a chance to view the initial 4 episodes before their official airing. The highest praise I can offer for the plot is that even though it's challenging to predict future events, I am genuinely intrigued and eager to find out more. Meanwhile, it's intriguing to delve into the series' themes. While the concept of thinking machines are banned has been a constant in the Dune universe, Prophecy explores this aspect more explicitly than the initial novel. Given the ongoing discussions about advanced AI and its potential to displace human jobs, this topic seems particularly relevant today. Moreover, there are some chilling horror aspects. In one episode, we witness the agony of the spice ordeal, a ritual that transforms a Bene Gesserit sister into a revering mother, and it appears to be a terrifying doc note. In this part of the review, I point out that while I enjoy Dune Prophecy, it's not without flaws. The main issue for me was the lengthy exposition.
at the beginning of the first episode, uh, which seemed to cram an excessive amount of backstory about the Machine Wars. And Bene Gesserit, Valia, Tula, and more into just 15 minutes. Um, I get that this world is complex and there's a lot to grasp, but I felt it dragged on unnecessarily. In fact, it strikes me as if some of the information presented in the opening might have been intended for later episodes, only to be hastily included at the start, possibly after the producers decided we required more initial context. Um, as a devoted viewer myself, I'd like to share my experience with this series. Initially, I found the opening scenes a bit tough to get into, but stick with it for the first quarter of an hour. Once past that point, the show truly finds its stride and becomes quite engaging. While Dune Prophecy does have lighter moments, it is generally a serious and intense show, as one might anticipate from the movies. If you're hoping for constant humor, this series may not be what you're looking for. Um, the only other problem worth mentioning is that, like a lot of shows in this age of big budget TV, is too short. It runs only 6 episodes. To be fair, it also looks like it cost a mint to make. So we know what the producers spent money on rather than more episodes. The sci-fi architecture, costumes, and devices all look splendid with a grand starkness that recalls Villeneuve's films. Still, it's disappointing that the journey will come to an end so quickly, especially since second season will be a long time in coming. The upcoming seasons are being prepared for your information. Their creation hinges on the audience that watches this initial broadcast witnesses. I fervently hope that the program captures people's attention. It is intelligent, eerie, substantial, and meticulously produced. CCT, as I said, a podcast manager of the person that was premiere in HBO and Max on Sunday, November 17th at 9 p.m. See you there. Yeah. Series grade 8. The movie Dune Prophecy doesn't follow a specific Dune book directly, but appears to draw its inspiration primarily from the 2012 novel Sisterhood of Dune, co-written by Brian Herbert, Frank Herbert's son, and Kevin J. Anderson, which was published years after Frank Herbert's passing.